Are you feeling the calling to start or grow a business that is so aligned with you and everything that makes up who you are? Do you know that there has to be a way to do this without so much hustle and without chasing the latest shiny objects, but you're just not sure how? You can definitely have a dream business that improves, not consumes your life, that allows you to work with soulmate clients while helping you and your family financially and in all ways. You can elevate yourself to be the entrepreneur who has all of her desires. I'm going to show you how on the Elevated Femmes movement. Hi, welcome back to another episode of the Elevated Femmes movement. This is going to be another episode where we talk about your health, your well-being, maybe even a little bit of fitness. And I hope that it serves as a reminder to take care of yourself, to not leave your wellness for last, to not let it drop to the bottom of your priority list, because I know that this can happen. I know that it's so easy to get busy with business, with work, with family, and then we sort of forget about ourselves. We forget to take care of ourselves. And then what happens is sometimes issues that might seem like they're small issues, things escalate, and then something that's not so serious can turn into something serious. So I just want this to be a reminder to take care of yourself and to put that as a priority in your life. So to help me do that, I am so excited. I have Dr. Rachel Crowley with me today. She's a naturopathic doctor, and she is going to be sharing with us some of her best tips that she shares with some of her top-notch clients that she works with, high-level professionals and entrepreneurs. And she's sharing all that here with us today. So Rachel, welcome to the show. I'm so happy that you're here to chat with me today. Why don't you tell us a little bit about you and how you got started with your, with your practice, and then also how you got started with your online business.
Yeah, thanks, Julia, for having me. So I'm Dr. Crowley. I am a naturopathic medical doctor. I specialize in hormonal health, and I help professionals and entrepreneurs create energy and mental sharpness they need to reach their full potential in business and in life by solving the mysteries of brain fog, weight gain, and fatigue. So to start off with, I had my own health journey that I went through. It was a big burnout and adrenal fatigue that I had myself. So I struggled with burnout and crushing exhaustion. I was so exhausted in the morning. If I felt hit by the train every time I woke up, it was just so exhausting throughout the day to keep going. I felt half awake. I never felt my true self like I used to. And so by doing these different things, by really figuring out what was going on with my body, I was able to overcome this crushing fatigue. And now I'm committed to helping others, going from feeling exhausted and overwhelmed to finally feel like yourself again and thrive in your life. My mission is to help others because we deserve to have the energy to live the life we love.
Yes, I totally agree with that. So did you always know that you wanted to be a naturopathic doctor? Is that something that came to you a little bit later? Tell us a little bit about how you got into your work.
Yeah. So growing up, I was very healthy. I was energetic, active, and I wanted to be a doctor all my life. I wanted to help people, heal people, but facing my own health journeys, that really opened my eyes to this naturopathic medicine, that this type of medicine can really heal people and really transform lives. And it's not just, a pill for an ill. Like, you really figure out what is going on with the body. You're finding the root cause of what is going on, and you're able to heal from that and figure out, okay, this is what's going on in my body, and now this is what I'm able to do to really get myself back to my health goals and get myself back to how I really want to feel.
That's great. And then, so how did you start your online business? So you still have your in-person practice, but I guess what happens is, like with many of us, we have one-on-one offers, and then there's only so much of us that can go into that. So then we look into different ways of serving people. Is that what happened to you as well?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what happened as well with, the COVID and the pandemic. A lot of people shifted online. And what I really wanted to do is to bring this type of medicine to be more aware and to be more visible and just to help more people. And online was such a great platform to be able to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's one thing that we are so lucky to have the online space. I mean, there's definitely um headaches and not so great things about the online world, but I think for the most part, if we put the good that we can do and the good ways that we can help people out there, the better that we can make it. Because the beauty of online, of putting ourselves online, whether it's, having online, um, you know, platforms such as Instagram accounts and LinkedIn accounts and podcasts, all these things, all these platforms, there are ways that we can reach people that need to hear our message. So, Rachel, so tell me, like, what are some typical things that you see women struggle with, that you tend to help, that you help with, that you help them bring them back to where they used to be, or bring them back to where they want to be, so that they can be like their best selves, so they can feel amazing and have the energy that they want to have. Share with me a little bit about who you help and how you've been able to help them.
Yeah. So as we talked about, like, professional entrepreneurs and business owners, they neglect to take care of themselves and put their health on the back burner. They put all of their energy, focus, and time into their business and their families, that they fail to take care of themselves. And by pushing themselves, they get fatigued, exhaustion, and they burn themselves out. And they actually are not able to be themselves, to present themselves, to be effective in their business, to be present with their families. And so what that happens is then they try to reach out for information and answers, that, okay, there's something wrong with my body, and now how am I going to fix this? But they get lost and overloaded all the information out there, and they don't have the time, the energy to assess, the conflicting opinions and what's reliable. And it's difficult to get clarity around health. So instead of getting overwhelmed with so much information, having a guide to cut through that information and tailorize a customized solution to your health goals, your health challenges, and insert seamlessly into your lifestyle is what is really needed. And so what I do is I work with my clients to be their guide, to be their cheerleader, to be their coach, to be their mentor, accountability partner, to really figure out and tailorize a customized health solution to figure out, okay, this is what's going on. Like, I'm fatigued, I have weight gain, I'm burnt out, I have brain fog, I can't function throughout the day. So by figuring out what is going on with them, I'm able to customize and tailorize a customized health plan for them, so they can really achieve those goals, and then they can finally feel like themselves and be able to, be more effective in their jobs, be more present in their lives with their families.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like your approach is so much more conducive to actually finding a way to have it not happen again, right? Because in my experience, when I was a fitness coach, people would come to me and they would tell me, oh, well, I tried, I want to lose weight, and I tried this diet and I tried this thing and I tried that. And, maybe they would have some results, but then the weight kept coming back. And it was because they were just putting a band-aid, finding a quick solution to fix the problem. But when we can look at a problem, and I'm using air quotes here, a problem such as weight gain, which, sometimes it's more of the aesthetics, like somebody just wants to look better in their jeans, right? And other times it's more health related because, maybe their medical doctor's telling them, like, look, you have high blood pressure or whatever it is, like, you need to lose weight. So I think it's important to know that there are different options. There's different ways of solving that problem. Yes, you can do a quick solution. You could do whatever diet it is, but that's not going to last. Eventually, you're going to get sick of the diet. You're going to go back to eating your old ways. So if you could figure out, okay, why is it that this weight keeps coming back? Is it just because I need to move more? Do I have an underlying condition, right? Like sometimes people have the best workout routines, they eat very healthy, and then the weight still doesn't move. And it's like, that's when you know that you have to look at it closer with like a microscope to figure out exactly what's going on. Let's talk a little bit about burnout, because that is something that I hear often in the entrepreneurial worlds where, women grow these amazing businesses. They get to multi 6, 7 figures, even more. And behind the scenes, they're really unhappy. And that's because they're so stressed out. They're not sleeping well. Um, they're just so overworked. How do you like to approach burnout and like that issue that a lot of entrepreneurial women, as well as, busy women in traditional careers also, because a lot of times they're the ones who are working, corporate America a lot of times still makes them believe that they have to be putting in like 80 hours a week to get to that next level, get that promotion or whatever it is. So how do you like to approach burnout with the people that you help?
Yeah, absolutely. So, how I approach burnout and stress and adrenal fatigue is I like to look, stress is actually four types of stress. It's not just the emotional type of stress that you're experiencing, like putting out the fires of every day, but there are actually three other types of stress along with the emotional type of stress. So, the other type of stress is like biotoxin stress, environmental toxin stress, and the type of foods that we eat is also stress in our body. So when you think of stress, it's not just the emotional piece that we're experiencing the stress, because there are so many different types of stressors on the body. So it's the emotional stress that we feel that can definitely impact our lives. So the biotoxins, and like it's like the viruses, the bacteria, like you don't necessarily have to have a fever, but you just don't feel good. And that's a stress in the body. The other piece is environmental toxins, because the today we're all surrounded with chemicals by like the household items we use. Everything around us is surrounded with chemicals, and that is also another stressor in the body. And that is actually an endocrine disruptor, which can cause a domino effect with all your hormones, because hormones are related and they're a symbiotic relationship. So for example, if one hormone is out of balance, it can cause hormones in other places out of balance. So I like to think of it like the hormones as like a triangle. There's like your thyroid, adrenals, and then estrogen, progesterone. So when one is out of balance, it can cause issues in another place. So in like burnout, for example, you could have issues with your cortisol levels and the adrenal glands, and that can lead to domino cascading effects to other issues in your thyroid and estrogen and progesterone levels as well. And so the other type of stressor is the inflammatory type of foods that we eat. So the type of foods, it's not just like your quick allergy, like from a peanut allergy, for example. You could have like a delayed reaction to the type of foods you eat a couple of days later, and it's not going to cause like the hives and the breakouts, but it is going to cause inflammation in the body. And that inflammation in the body is stress in the body. And so looking at it this way, stress and the burnout is not just stress and the burnout. There's so many different components and multi-layer facets that you have to look at to really pinpoint what is going on.
Great. Yes, I think it's so great to bring up the fact that there are different types of stress, because a lot of times we tend to think stress is just, oh, when I'm stuck in traffic and I'm stressed, or when I don't know, the kids are not listening, that kind of stress. There's other layers, like you said, there's other different factors, and it all impacts. And like you said, a lot of it has an impact on our hormones too, which the hormones impact so many different things. Like maybe that is the reason why it's so hard for you to lose the weight that you've been trying to lose. So Thank you. This was great. I think, again, it's a great reminder for everybody listening to do a self check-in and see, okay, what are the areas that I'm not really putting enough attention to? Is it, am I figuring out what types of stress am I dealing with, right? Am I eating as healthy as I can be? Am I moving my body enough? So this is a good time to check in. And obviously we have Dr. Rachel Crowley here, who can be a guide to you if you are struggling with any of these things. So Rachel, is there anything else that you would like to share with us? Anything that you might want to offer the listeners for them to follow you? Let us know.
Yeah, so I have a free 15-minute discovery call if you're interested in learning more of how I can help you and figure out what is going on in your lives, what's the symptoms that you're experiencing, and how you can get, your goals or health goals back on track. So if you go to my website, drcrowley.com, there's a link to book a call with me that I'm more than happy to help, because as a doctor and as myself going through this, I understand how difficult it is to be burnt out and not being able to feel like yourself. So that is my mission, and my passion is to help people get their health back.
Very, very, very good, and very important for everybody. So thank you so much for being my guest today, Rachel. And thank you for listening to the show today. We will see you again next time. Thank you for listening to the Elevated Femmes movement. I would love to hear your thoughts on the podcast, so please leave us a review. If you know someone who could benefit from the episodes on the show, please share it with them. We need more women elevating to their highest potential, enjoying all the great things in life, having plenty of time freedom for their children and loved ones, while doing things smarter and not harder, and growing a business that improves, not consumes their life. To connect with me and download my free resources, please go to www.juliamhickman.com.